Welcome back to Glenn Schmidt's Lanes in Newport, Kentucky. And this match will determine our first King of the Year on the Hudy King of TV Bowling here on Channel 5. And David, tell us a little bit about Mike Ackermann.
Well, it's going to determine our first televised king, but the guy you're looking at actually brings the title into the first week with him. Mike Ackermann, a very, very well-schooled player. He's been practicing a lot lately, and it's very evident in that shot. He has a fantastic arm swing. Not a real fancy release, just effective. Down the boards, a little bit of roll at the back end. He's going to be tough. Don Hughes. He has proven to be tough, defeating Greg Lothian our last match, 269 to 237. I'm looking for a barn burner.
Well, right out of the gate, Ackermann with the strike, and the same holds true for Don Hughes. You know, we talked a little bit about earlier the fact that Hughes has rolled 2 300 games, and Mr. Ackermann is no stranger to those as well.
No, he has had 5 300 games. He started bowling at the age of 12. And by the way, he does have a new little baby girl. I saw her picture. She's beautiful, and her name is Ashley.
Well, congratulations to Mr. Ackermann. Brand new baby girl. He's got his hands full in this one. Back-to-back strikes. First 2 frames for Don Hughes. Coming right back with the consistency he played in the last one, Dave.
A lot of strikes. This game has been graced with a lot of super players in the last several years, and I've witnessed a lot of them. But last couple of weeks of qualifying, we had a rather unique thing happen, and we'll tell you about it here in just a minute. As far as 300s are concerned, and we've got 2 of them pending right now. Now, what's that wagon? What are we going to give away today?
It's an Aerostar wagon. It's a 7-passenger wagon.
We're talking about 17 G's for that one, huh?
So if we were to have a pair of those 300s, I've never been good at math. And Dave, I know you aren't either.
Say, 30,
34 we're looking at, aren't we?
I'm not sure if we give 2 of them away. It's the guy that finishes first.
Or do they each get 2 tires?
Yeah, that's a way of looking at it.
Maybe somebody gets to use it 1 week and then I got to give it back.
The pace rolls on.
I'll tell you what, Mike Ackermann is not going to be denied. This is a shot you want to see, the soft 10. We talk about not the overbearing release. This is it. Very calm but effective over the 12th board. Second pin from the right-hand side of your screen is the one you're going to watch. That's the 6th pin. Now watch it. Little bump into the belly, and it's out of here.
It's a popular dance, what, back in your heyday, wasn't it, Dave?
Thanks a lot, Tom, yeah. Miserable. Oh,
well, there's our leave it standing.
Don Hughes, the first one to come off the string with a great shot, though. Solid 10-pin.
You know, I think when you mentioned about Ackermann, smooth, or I think the phrase you used with calm but effective. The perfect analogy, I think, as you're watching him roll. Don picks up the spare.
Well, you know, we mentioned before Don's cupped release. Don is an unbelievably strong guy. You know, he's smoothing out concrete all day long. And he's a big boy. I mean, he can do things with a 16-pound ball that a weaker guy, not saying Mike is weak by any standards, but he doesn't have to do this. And that's what the point I want to get across at home. You don't have to crank the ball up to strike. You have to be accurate, and you've got to repeat. Now, what you want to see, watch this replay. This is a mistake. Look at him. He goes around the ball too soon. He gets it in a little too early. You can tell he doesn't like it. It's backing off. But what's going to happen? It's only perfect. You can get away with a minor mistake in this game from time to time if your arm swing is going directly at your target. And that's exactly what we saw in that shot.
Mike Ackermann going to try to make it. And he does. 4 in a row. For Mike Ackermann, he's been sitting here watching for the last 40, 45 minutes or so, and he promptly steps up and hasn't missed one yet.
No, he hasn't. He's zeroed in on the 1-3 pocket. The less glorified release of the down and in player has been underplayed for a lot of years, but Walter Ray in the national tour has really brought this type of ball back in the limelight, and that's where accuracy is the key, not all the power all the time. Oh, bad shot. Bad shot.
Why do you say that?
Well, you could see it there. He had been playing about the 12th board, 13th board. Now watch it here. You're going to see his reaction. That'll tell you it's a bad shot. Now right there, he comes off of it. See his elbow? It's bent a little bit. He doesn't like it that much. Now watch the deflection. Boom. Jumps to the right. 6-pin. Jumps into the channel, and that's about it, Tommy.
We are at Glenn Schmidt's today, as we mentioned before, and the owners here are Dr. De Silva and his wife, and newly taken over manager is Chuck Edmondson.
This is a really nice facility. Have you bowled here?
Yes, I have.
We've been bowling at this particular center now for years, and even before my time, Tommy. I know that's going to be hard for you to believe.
Very hard to believe.
But this establishment's been in the greater Cincinnati bowling loop for many, many years, and it's a fine establishment. We mentioned before about all the 300s that we were shooting. See that guy in the middle of your screen there, blue sweater? Yeah, look, he looks a little weathered. Well, let me tell you what, this guy has thrown two 300 games in the last 2 weeks of qualifying.
Wow.
Shot one in the very first week at Brentwood, and he shot the other one at the roll-off for the pre-king at Strikes and Spares. Congratulations, Bob Bruni.
Not going to get it. And it looked like he just clearly missed the pocket.
Not that bad a shot that time, Tommy, but again, we're talking nitpicking mistakes here, and I don't want to get to the point where I'm over-criticizing shots, but yes, it was a little bit tight. The lanes are starting to change a little bit, and Jennifer will tell you, as any good bowler will, that the lanes change, if not from game to game, sometimes from 3-frame segments it'll change. The score will show us at this point that the leader, obviously, Mike Ackermann, at this point in time, he's got a couple of pins to work with, about 11, 12 pins somewhere in there, and he is zeroed in. He hasn't missed the pocket yet.
Now, you talked about, Dave, the fact that the lanes changed. After the replay here, if you could expand on that a little bit.
Okay, we will, Tommy. And this shot here, watch the loft on this one. He hasn't been getting the ball this far out in the lane. Now, what's it do? Look at it. It delays the roll. It's still not going into its proper roll, so he's going to get a wally. Head pin to the wall. Comes off the 4 into the 5, and then takes out the 7. That's the shot we all want to see. Now, what are we supposed to expand upon?
About the lanes changing.
Ah, lanes changing. Yes, I knew it was something. The oil or the dressing that they put on the lanes will either wear away or move. Identical shot to the frame before. And a bowler, especially a good bowler, has to be able to make those adjustments from time to time, move his feet, change equipment, or change hand positions or speeds even. And Jen, I don't know what kind of moves you make first, but typically it's a feet and line adjustment.
Absolutely. Speed is a tough adjustment to make.
Critical shot. Don Hughes struggling to get back into this match. Leaves a solid 10-pin, 6 going around. That was a great shot.
In case you just joined us, we are at Glenn Schmidt Bowl here in Newport, Kentucky. Tom Brenneman, Dave Newrath, and a new member of our team this season, Jennifer Kleekamp. Like to welcome her. This is the match for our king, the first televised king, as Dave mentioned just a few moments ago. Don Hughes picks up the spare. But you mentioned that was a critical shot for Mr. Hughes, David.
Yeah, he made a great shot, and right now you start getting your positioning in the match as you can see it there. Mike Ackermann doubles up in the 6th and 7th frame, 129 to Don Hughes's 118. That's 11 pins, but you put a double on top of it, add another 10, add another 10. You got a 31-pin deficit at this point.
You can see the look in Don Hughes' face. He wants to get back in it right now, and that's the way you do it.
Well, that's the only way you can get back in it. You're running out of paper at this frame. 8th frame on the replay. You want to watch a rip rack, no deflection. Here it is. Now, second one back in the middle of the screen, right there. The 5-pin. Hacksaws the 7 out of there. Extremely powerful strike.
Jennifer, we had women qualifiers as well. And go ahead.
Yes, and as a matter of fact, I was the top woman this week. I shot a 7:15, and qualifying is going on now over at Northwest Lanes, where Robin Boskin is high with a 582.
On the split screen here, you're going to watch a light mixer. That's a headpin going to the left wall. Now watch his reaction on this one. Did he like it? Ooh. Did he step on something? Did he stub his toe? What was that? That was emotion. He was pleased to get away with not one of his better shots of the match. Bring out the fat lady.
Is she singing?
She's singing.
She's singing. That was the coup de grace all the way.
The coup de grace. That sounds like a party in New Orleans or something.
The coup de grace, the final blow, the end of the match.
Okay, what you're looking at is a game that has been well played by both players. Look at the lowest count you see, 9. That's when you've had a great match. No player has made any major mistakes. It's a shame to see somebody lose a match like this, but that's what this game is all about, the intensity and everything else. I want to throw in a plug.
Throw it in.
All right. We're going to have to redo some tip of the weeks this year, ladies and gentlemen, and we need your help. I want to hear from you in the viewing audience what you would like to see as far as recommendations. Just a basic idea, you know, whether it's spare shooting, whether it's keeping score, whatever it is, and send it in to BPA Tips. BPA Tips, 1821 Summit Road, Cincinnati, Ohio, 45237.
You know, last year, David, I think there were so many things, and for a person who doesn't bowl a whole lot, myself, for instance, and I know my dad and I and little sister and mom and everybody go out occasionally, and you know, those tips are so vital, because I think you mentioned, you know, the fact of scoring. A lot of people who just don't go out and play a whole lot don't know how to do that. Well, and I'm glad you have them back.
This show's been around for the public for a lot of years, and we want to hear from you. We sometimes model the tips after what we think you guys want out there in the viewing audience, but let's hear from you specifically. Give me some ideas. Not saying we're going to use them, but we'll give it a go, because we have to tape how many? 7, 8 new ones this year, and we want your input, ladies and gentlemen. So send those to the BPA office. Kathy will be more than glad to sort through them.
Rob Reichley, your buddy Rob Reichley.
That's right.
Helping you put those together.
Well, I'll tell you, Dave, I'll take a few of them tips myself. I know for all you out there, listen to Dave Newram. He knows his game.
How much money did you get for that sentence right there?
It's breakfast at Denny's. I tell you what, Tommy, we've had a lot of fun with the game down through the years, and WLW has really helped us along. The Bowling Proprietors Association, wow, what a fantastic organization to bump up the game. We don't mean to over talk in this match, but Mike Ackermann has bowled a fantastic game. Don Hughes finishes with 247, just taking it to the absolute wall. 218. Yep, you can bring her out.
Well, she's been singing for 2 frames now.
Well, not really. Don Hughes really put the pressure on Mike, and he has responded appropriately. The only way he could have forced Mike to do what he just did was to take it all the way out. Didn't think he'd do that. I kind of put Don in the can a little early, but as evident by this game, what we say back here has no bearing on what the players do. Don Hughes bowled a fantastic match.
You know, one thing I've really enjoyed about the last 2 seasons is the fact that such fine sportsmanship between the players. I guess you play with a lot of these people week in and week out.
I think it's important.
That's what it's all about.
They congratulate each other, shake hands.
And that'll do it. Our first televised king is Mike Ackermann. We'll be back with a wrap-up on the beautiful king of TV bowling in just a minute. Watch it.